Hi guys, it's me and I'm here to do my 2013 favorites, beauty favorites, I don't know. I wanted to do kind of a review on some of the makeup products that I had just because a lot of you have asked on Instagram and stuff. But I didn't know how to do that without having a super long video or 5 different little videos all about some of the same products. So what I thought I would do, I guess I will just call this a 2013 beauty purchases and beauty favorites. So I'm going to try to go through this really quickly because I know that I have a tendency to ramble and I don't want this video to be super long, even though I know some of you don't mind, but I just feel bad whenever I make them super long. So after the birth of Kaya, I started kind of moving towards more high-end makeup, and I started weeding out just kind of old makeup that I had for years. I mean, some of it I'd had since I was probably 18, 19 years old, and that's probably not safe to still be using. But I'm kind of a pack rat, and I have a hard time getting rid of stuff, especially if it's not empty. So I wasn't using these things, so I finally just decided to get rid of them, clear out my life, kind of reorganize everything, just own things that I use or could use on a daily basis. So after I had my tubal, something kind of happened in me where I realized, I need to start taking care of myself now. I have kids, but I'm still a woman. I'm still, 20, at the time, 26 years old. It's time for me to, love myself a little bit. As you guys know, clothes and I don't really mesh well right now, so makeup is something that I feel like I can control and that makes me really feel pretty. So, I made the decision that I was going to start kind of gearing my collection towards more higher end products and kind of weeding out the lower end. My issue with lower end products, there's nothing wrong with drugstore products. I love them. I used them for years, but my biggest issue with them was that there weren't a whole ton, in my opinion, that did well or that were great for my Asian skin tones and kind of things like that. And what ended up happening was I was buying a bunch of drugstore products hoping to find that perfect thing, and I was basically spending more than if I would have just bought one high-end palette and kind of just been happy with that. So that's kind of what's happened in the past year and a half. Some of the stuff I've had for a while, some of the stuff I have recently received. When it comes to my makeup collection, I'm only going to say this because I know that some people are curious. I would be curious. I did not buy all of this stuff. A lot of it came from store credit. A lot of it came from birthday presents, Christmas presents. Whenever I have any holiday where somebody needs to get me something, I ask for gift cards or for things like that so that I can go buy makeup. So I did not buy all this myself, and a lot of this I bought over time. So it's not like I went to Sephora and was like, oh, I'm going to buy all this stuff. No, it's just this is what I've collected over the last, I want to say, 4 years. I have finally gotten rid of all of my old brushes that I had for a long time, a grossly obscene long time. They were really bad. Last year, I picked up my first Real Techniques brush. If you're not familiar with Real Techniques, they're sold at Ulta. You can buy them online as well. They're really great. The only thing I don't like about them is the fact that they have such a wide bottom. So when it comes to traveling or sticking them somewhere, it kind of makes it kind of difficult, so I use a office pencil holder. I picked up the big fluffy brush, which I use for my foundation, this brush, contouring brush, which I use for bronzer, and then this for my blush. They are in need of cleaning, don't mind them. And then just some little brushes. I use this for my highlighter powder, and then just some eyeshadow brushes. I honestly do not like their eyeshadow brushes as much as I like the e.l.f. eyeshadow brushes. That is a favorite of mine this year. I love them because they're inexpensive and they work really well. When it comes to my whole entire face, there are some things that I have found this year that I really am loving, and there's some things that are just a tried and true favorite every single year. I've used it since I was, really young, and that would be my Bare Minerals foundation. I have used Bare Minerals since they first came out and were only available on those Home Shopping Network channel. I remember begging my mom for the set. The set used to be crazy expensive, and I had the worst skin, and liquid foundation has never worked well on me. It just looks cakey. I look ridiculous. It looks like a painted clown face. So I begged my mom for this kit. She got it for me, and I just loved it. It lasts forever. I've used it ever since, high school, and I don't see myself changing. My skin does really well with it. It's light coverage that just, you know, really looks good and it doesn't look overwhelming. This is the matte. I used to use the shimmer, but as I've gotten older, I've kind of moved towards more matte when it comes to my whole entire face. And I just really love this. This is in Warm Tan. The next thing that I picked up that is new to me this year, and I wanted to try it just because I have not been getting good sleep this year, guys. It's terrible. And so my under eye circles have been horrible. I picked up this Benefit. It's the Boiing in number 2. It's basically a double-sided compact. It's got the eye brightener and then also the concealer here. I love this stuff. I think it was $10 at my local Ulta. I wanted to try it without trying it, if that makes sense, because the full size is so expensive, and this came with both the eye brightener and the concealer. I don't use it every day because not every day do I look like death. I just use it when I really need a little bit of pick-me-up, and this combination of this light pink and then this concealer down here is just awesome. It goes on really well. It comes in a really nice little sleek container. Another thing that I've been using for quite some time, but I kind of switched it up a little bit, is my Deslick by Urban Decay. I used to use the all-nighter. This little bottle I think is like $14. It goes a long way if you don't use it all the time. As you guys know, I don't wear makeup every day, so I don't usually have to replace it that much. So I picked up the Deslick because it's supposed to be an oil control, and I gotta say, I love this better than the all-nighter. Since I do use, you know, powder foundation and powder everything else, you know, my makeup tends to move, or if I have my hand on my face, you know, it moves up my face. Like, you'll be able to see a line. It's ridiculous. So this stuff really just, I mean, it locks everything into place. My eyeliner, my eyebrows, my eyeshadow, it's just amazing. Another thing that I've shown in many of my favorites, it's been around, I've had it for I think now 2 years, and I haven't even made a dent in it, is the Benefit What's Up. I love this stuff. It is just so gorgeous. I use it on my inner right here. I use it as an eyebrow highlighter. I use it sometimes on the top of my cheeks, though I have moved on to something else, which I will show you in a second. It comes in a little container like this, and I mean, it's a huge stick. I haven't even made a dent in it, and I love it. This was actually the Sephora birthday gift, a mini size of this, last year, so a lot of you probably know what this is and have tried it. Can somebody tell me if they ever used a spongy thing? I have never once used it for anything. I don't know what you're supposed to use it for. I just don't understand it. I used to use the highlighter as a cheek highlighter as well, but I have moved on to something else. I got this Ambient Hourglass and Luminous Light for Christmas, and I'm including it in my 2013 favorites because I do like it. As I said in my video, it is very beautiful. It does what it says. It blends in my wrinkles. I do have wrinkles, or my creases or whatever. It gives a very nice like sheen right there. It's just beautiful. There's a lot here. It's a cute packaging. I love it. I still don't know though if it's worth $45. Like I said, I got this for Christmas. I would never buy this if it weren't for Christmas. I don't know if it's worth $45. I'm not sure if I would repurchase this, but we will see after I run out of it. But again, it's got a lot in here, so I don't think I'll run out of it anytime soon. The next new thing that I picked up is the Nars Blush. I love, love, love this color. I have been wanting a Nars Blush forever, but they are super crazy expensive, if you guys know, and I just have never owned one. Again, this was a Christmas present, else I would have never gotten it. This is the color Sin. I love the packaging, by the way, but this is just a beautiful purpley mauve with gold undertone blush. I'm wearing it today. I don't know if you can see. It looks very overwhelming in the packaging, but it just is so gorgeous on your cheeks. I'm excited to see what this looks like in the summer because of the gold undertones, and I get really tan during the summer, and I just love this color. I love, love, love it. I use it every day. The last facial thing that I have for you is the Naked Flushed palette. I didn't know whether to include this in the Naked category or this category, but it makes more sense to do it with this. I love Naked anything. I can guarantee that if I buy a Naked palette of any sort, that it will match my skin tone in some way, shape, or form, so I always am confident purchasing. I love this palette. I use this all summer long. It's very affordable. I think for getting a bronzer, a highlighter, and a blush that are all really pretty and complementary to your skin for that price is just amazing, and they're all in one place. I use the bronzer every single day. I have not used the highlighter since I got my Ambient Ambient light, and I have not used the blush since I got my Nars blush, but I do like having a second option of blush because I did use both of these things for a long time after I bought this a year ago, and they're all so very beautiful. So this would have to definitely be a favorite. But this bronzer is the only one that I have found that does not look cakey, does not look orange, does not look like muddy or chocolatey on my skin, and it's very affordable, which I really like. Moving on to eyes, because eyes is gonna take quite some time. Let's talk about palettes. My favorite palettes, as you guys know, are the Naked palettes. I just love them. I love them, love them, love them. Like I said, I can buy one and be guaranteed that they will match my, you know, skin tone in some way. I bought my original Naked palette a long time ago. Like, I'm talking a long time ago. It looks pretty beat up and gross. It's got like a cardboard container. I do prefer the metal ones that they came out with. But this is the Naked 2 and this is the Naked 3, and those come in a metal packaging, and then there's this one as well, the Naked Basics. I love these palettes. If I had to pick a favorite, I would have to say it would be the Naked 2 palette. This is more of a cooler toned taupey color, which I'm actually warm toned, but I feel like I can get more looks out of this one palette than I can with the others. Second favorite would have to be the original. Third favorite would have to be the Naked 3. I gotta talk to you guys about this because a lot of you have asked me if I like this. I picked this up literally the second it came out. I ordered it. I was so excited about this. It was supposed to be this beautiful rose gold. I don't ever use the brushes. I don't know why. It was, you know, kind of toned, beautiful, just magnificent thing. And I gotta say I was disappointed with it when I got it. Not all of the colors are very pigmented. There's about 2 colors that I don't think I will ever use. One of them, I think it's Dust, has a lot of fallout, so it just gets glitter all over my cheeks. The dark colors are gorgeous. I do have to say they are very pretty. I'm upset because the light color right here, all of the palettes, Naked palettes, including the Basics, has a gorgeous light powder, like shimmery, pretty highlighting kind of champagne color. The Naked 2 has Booty Call, which is really pretty. The original Naked palette has Virgin, which is really pretty. And then the Naked Basics has Virgin, or Venus, which is very pretty right here. They're all like have a shimmery, they're very pretty and make a really great highlighter or base. The Naked 3 only has this light color right here, which is Strange, and it is a matte, yellowy white kind of color. And yes, it's great if you're looking for a matte whatever to kind of define your eyebrow, but I am just not a huge fan of it. And I thought, okay, Dust can be a good all-over color, but it's almost too pink for me and too dark. So I am disappointed that they didn't have like a very light, sheer, shimmery color included in this palette. But my point is that I do like this palette. It is pretty, but that's basically it. Every single time I've used it, I've used different colors, and all of my eyeshadow looks just come out looking exactly the same, and I don't like that about it. If I didn't own the Naked 1 and 2, I would be very disappointed and I probably would have returned this, but since I do own these two, this is a nice addition. But if I gave anybody advice over whether to buy the Naked 3 or the Naked 1 or 2, I would say go with either the Naked 1 or 2 because you can get more out of it. I think the 3 is just a nice add-on. Unless you're really fair-skinned, I think the Naked 3 would probably be really nice. But again, even then, fair-skinned I think would look good with either of these as well. So I wasn't a huge fan of the Naked 3, and I feel like people are going to hate me for saying that because I feel like everybody just kisses Urban Decay's asses. Like, every video I ever watch, it's just like, oh, nothing Urban Decay does is wrong, and I'm just like, come on. Like, I just don't feel like this was worth all of the hype, and so, yes, it is very pretty. I am glad I own it, but again, I only am glad I own it because I own the other two, and I can fall back on these. Whenever I use this, I always have to use another palette to accompany it, and with these I can do a full look just using one of the palettes. So the Naked, but yeah, these are all favorites because they're just beautiful neutrals. The Naked Basics is a favorite because it's just so compact and small, and if I go somewhere I can get a full look out of this. I can even get my eyebrows done using this with the dark, the brown, the matte brown. I can use this as an eyeliner. This like is literally an all-in-one. If I am in like a bind, I can use this, which this is included in my giveaway coming up. Yay! Not this one, a brand new one. I'm waiting because UPS is, of course, is supposed to be delivered on Friday, but these snowstorms that we're having has delayed it. So, but yeah, anyways, I digress. Another very, very favorite of mine is Urban Decay's Vice 2 palette. I love this thing. I bought it a few months after it came out, And it's just gorgeous. Like, you open it and it just like, you know, it's just nice. It's got a ginormous mirror. These colors are just gorgeous. I've never owned a palette or even just shadows like this, like with colors. I'm just a neutral person in general. These are just amazing. Like this brown right here, I don't know if you can see it. It's called Ambush. This brown actually comes out as like a coppery, very pretty brown pink. Like you see the colors and you think they're just overwhelming, and then you swatch them or put them on your eyes and they are very subdued, just very beautiful, vibrant colors, and I love them. This palette was just like a splurge. Like this I had store credit for, so I didn't have to pay for it, which is super exciting, which is why I purchased it, because I figured, well, you know, if it's not amazing, I'm not actually using my own money on it, so I won't beat myself up. But I've actually come to adore this palette. I love it, I love it, I love it. If you're looking for a color palette, I think this one's a great one. Again, though, Urban Decay included a very, 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 very pretty light champagne-y base color. This is dope. But for some reason, the Naked 3 palette just had that ugly, strange color. I don't get it, Urban Decay. So those are my favorites when it comes to palettes. As you know, see, they are all Urban Decay, and the only reason is because the formula just works really good on my skin, and that's that. You find something you love and you get it, and they last forever. I've had those things forever. I do have one palette though that I have never ever used really anything from MAC. I just recently started getting into it because my friend loves it so much. She picked me these up for Christmas. I sent her a list of eyeshadows that I really wanted to try, and she made me a quad. These are all just neutrals again. They're very pretty. They got great reviews, and I have been loving this. As you can see, I did include a light champagne-y pink shimmery color to use as a base because, again, I feel like they belong in any shimmer palette. Don't they? Not that ugly, strange color in the Urban Decay 3. I'm sorry. I have something against it. I don't know what it is. So there are all of my favorite shadows. Like I said, I have gotten rid of every single one of my single pots of any other thing because I just was not using them. I felt kind of flustered trying to keep track of 12 different little pots of stuff everywhere, and just having a palette and knowing everything is in one spot has just made my life a lot simpler. It's stressed me out less, which I know is silly to talk about being stressed out over makeup, but I'm a neat freak. Like, it stresses me out. I find myself using these things more because I know where they are and what's in front of me, whereas again, the singles just would get hidden places. It was just messy and it was just not good. So all I have been using are those palettes this past year, and I have absolutely loved them. When it comes to Urban Decay, I've really been loving all of their 24/7 glide-ons. I haven't tried their liquid, but when I tried it on my hand and swatched it, I noticed that it became very flaky after some time, so I don't think that that would do well on my monolids. But these 24/7, the pencils have been doing wonderfully. I love them. For a while, I was using Perversion and Demolition a lot, which Demolition is a very dark brown, and then Perversion was the blackest of black. I was using them as, you know, my top liner and also underneath. I have actually steered away from using these as often just because I found other things that I liked, but they're still favorites of mine because they stay put. Like, you put them on and those bad boys, that's not going anywhere, at least on me. I've really, really liked these. If I really want a dark, dramatic, creamy black line on my top lid, Perversion is perfect for that. I loved it so much that I actually picked up a double-ended one that has Demolition and Perversions to carry in my purse, so that way I didn't have to carry 2 sticks, but instead I'd have 2 in 1. What I have been moving towards, though, is kind of lighter colors for my underwater line, because I've noticed that the Perversion, using that on my waterline, it was too harsh. I was looking too old and kind of tired, and it just wasn't very flattering anymore. I don't know, I think I just grew out of that phase of doing that. So what I did was I picked up some different kind of lighter but darker colors at the same time. If you know, if you have brown eyes, purple is supposed to be very flattering for brown eyes, so what I did was I picked up Empire, which is a very dark eggplanty purple that kind of has a little shimmer to it, and then I also picked up Smoke, which is a grayish purple. And those I've been using under my waterline when I want a dark dramatic line, like right now, but I don't want it as harsh as Perversion. I wish I would have used Perversion one eye so you could tell. But there's a huge difference. But it still looks nice and dark and dramatic, just not so harsh. So I've really been liking those. And it actually has been bringing out my brown eyes a little bit. Another one I picked up was Underground, which is a dark bronzy brown. I really like this. It's very pretty. I haven't been using it lately, but this is great for if you want more of a neutral, like natural but dark line there, if you know what I mean. And also, I think this is going to look gorgeous this summer when I do a bunch of my gold toned whatevers, when I'm really dark and tan. I think it'll just look really nice, and it's a really pretty color. I picked up Yayo. I don't really want to talk about this because I don't like this pencil anymore. That's not a favorite. It just was in my clump. I've also, this is a favorite. I just picked this up not too long ago. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 Naked Basics pencil. The Naked Basics, as I mentioned earlier, is this little one here. And basically what this pencil is it is the color Crave, which is this black. And then it's also the color Venus, which is this light shimmer color in a pencil form. And I was just so geeked. They came out with these pencils, these dual-sided pencils for every single one of their Naked palettes. So this was my favorite, and I only bought it because of the Venus end, because it's so pretty. I really like highlighting my eyebrows because I think it just gives them a little something something. And this has such a thin tip to it that I can really get in there and make a really thin line and define my eyebrow very well with it. Also, it looks so pretty just on the waterline if you want to just have a brighter look. It's gorgeous. I love this pencil. I'm so excited about it. And I tried all of the pencils for the Naked, but this one is just the one that called to me more, so I love that. I bought this like Best of Sephora's eyeliners pack last year, and I really didn't use all of them, and then I finally was just like, you know what, I'm going to use this 24/7 waterproof eyeliner, like just the pencil. It's a twist up pencil, and you know what, it's amazing. It's very creamy. It stays put, which is amazing. Anything that stays put when you're monolidded is just like, you buy it because that's just amazing. I love this pencil. I also wanted to try it in the liquid form, so I picked up the mini liquid form, and it's a felt pen, and it's just really sharp, and it really does well to do those winged eyeliners. It stays put as well, doesn't flake, doesn't do any of those things. Only problem with this pencil is that it seems to run out really fast, and it's not a cheap thing. As you guys know, I love my Lioele AutoEyebrow pencil, but since I got these lighter highlights in my hair, and since I've gotten so, not pale, but I lost my summer tan, I've been using this Dolly Wink pencil that I picked up in Chicago. I got this at an Asian market. It's in the color something in Asian writing. Don't know what that is. Dang it for my lost roots. But it's in a really light brown, almost ashy blonde color. And it does really well for filling in my eyebrows without looking too overwhelmingly dark. I feel like in the wintertime, it's good to switch up your eyebrow pencil to something lighter, just because your face gets lighter, and then if you continue using the same dark eyebrow pencil, then your eyebrows are going to look a lot harsher. Better than Sex Mascara. Too Faced is really getting up there on my products that I like. As you guys know, it's really hard for me to try new things because I don't like wasting my money, and because I kind of get stuck in my own way. Like, I just get stuck in doing the same thing over and over again. So I just saw rave reviews about this stuff months ago, actually last summer. And so I don't know, finally I broke down and I purchased a mini sample of it probably 6 months ago at Ulta. They sell this little size in their like little end caps. It was $12 because the full size is like $23, and that's just a lot of money for a mascara, considering I was used to only spending like $8 on a CoverGirl, whatever. I do love the red CoverGirl still, but this is like that red CoverGirl stuff on steroids. Like, it's just amazing. It's amazing. Like, look at my eyes. Look at my eyelashes. You can never see them before. Like, and they stay going up. My eyelashes literally just always do this weird flat downward dog type thing. And this, like, it makes them go up, and it makes them thicker and longer and beautiful. And I don't have to use a curler because I hate using curlers because I feel like they damage my eyelashes that I have so little of already, and I just love it. So anyways, long story short, I picked up this. It was $12 just to test it, to see, because I didn't want to make the commitment yet, and it's gorgeous. I love it. So then I went and I picked up the big one, and I moved this little one to my purse. I'll show you what the brush looks like real quick. I don't want it to dry out. It's this weird, like, kind of hourglass shaped full-bodied brush, and it just, I'm telling you guys, try the sample version. I actually bought one of these sample size ones to put in my giveaway as well, so one of you can try it, but I love it. I love it, and I hate that I love it so much because it is so expensive, but I do still have my red CoverGirl, which I use for, like, days where I'm just schlepping it. I don't need a look like this, but I love it. It's just beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So there are my eyes. I'm finally done with my eyes, guys. Now I'll go onto my mouth because my mouth needs to be talked about since I haven't talked enough already. As you guys know, I love baby lips. I've been loving them since, last year. Still a favorite of mine. This grape color is just gorgeous. It lasts forever. It's very moisturizing. It smells good. I think it's flattering on anybody. These are very cheap. You can get them at Target, any drugstore. They're just wonderful. That's my favorite when it comes to chapstick. When it comes to lip glosses, I have fallen in love with Buxom. They are just so pretty. These are the high gloss. I don't remember which kinds these are, but they're the full-on lip polishes. And if you don't like the feeling of plumping, that, minty kind of tingling feeling, these are not for you. But if you do, I suggest these. They're very nice. They last forever. This little sample size here, I'm finally making a dent in, and I've had it for a year now. This is in the color Dolly. When it runs out, I'm definitely going in picking up the full-size version of it, but since I have the little one, I'm not going to yet. This is in the color Claire, and this is in the color Destiny. I'm wearing Destiny right now. Love these. Love them. I love them. They're very shiny, as you can see. They're very just flattering, and they're not sticky. And by sticky, I mean obviously my hair sticks to them when it's windy, but when I do that, my lips don't stick to each other. Just regular lip gloss. This I actually picked up technically in 2014, but I want to talk about it anyways because it's amazing. It is by Jack Black. It is technically, I think, a men's product. At least Sephora sells it under the men's product. Jack Black has a bunch of, like, beard trimming stuff, moisturizer for men, that kind of thing. But this is their lip balm, their Intense Therapy one. It is amazing. I picked it up at Ulta just off of a whim. I had actually ordered one of these for John in mint, so it's at the UPS station waiting to come here since Friday. But I picked up this lemon one just because and lemon and chamomile, I'm sorry, just because I wanted to try it. My lips were really dry at the time. It was at the end cap. It was $7. I was just like, I'm just gonna try it. If I don't like it, I'll give it to John. It's amazing. John loves it. He's been using it. I've had to yell at him and tell him that his is coming to back off of mine, but it smells, I don't even know how to explain it. Not too lemony, like a sweet lemon. It tastes really good. It goes on so velvety soft, and your lips just immediately feel moisturized, and it's just amazing. If you have a man who needs some type of extra whatever, my man works outside in the winter, and so he gets all chapped, and it's just, I love this stuff. It's amazing. So that's that. So now I'm done with makeup. Now I can move on to the other products. When it comes to hair, I don't have a whole lot of hair favorites this year, even though I have a whole lot of hair this year. I need to get a haircut, guys. Since I do have such a long, ridiculous amount of hair right now, I've been putting it up in kind of like a high top knot bun. I don't like using rubber bands because I think they're damaging, and also I get a headache. Do you guys get like tension headaches from having your hair up too long? It drives me insane. I don't know what it is. It's terrible. So what I've been using is bobby pins, but I hate using like 1,000 bobby pins just to like secure a top knot. So I picked these up years ago. I don't even remember. I've talked about them before. I have more than this, but all I need is 4 of them to keep a top knot up or a French twist up. And they basically are plastic little pins that basically they advertise that they take the place of like 20 bobby pins in one. And it's true, they do. They're very secure, they stay in place, they blend into my hair, and they're very soft, and I can put my hair up without it feeling like somebody's got like a vice grip on my scalp. Moving on to perfumes. My favorite of 2013 is my Stella McCartney Lily. I love this stuff. I wear it every single time I go out. Oh, I bought this because it was the first perfume that my husband was ever like, that smells really good, like it's doing something for me. So of course I purchased it. Everything else he doesn't care about. This stuff is just, it smells so feminine, it smells so good, it kind of has like a deep musky smell to it, which I love. It's just, it smells so good. It stays forever. Like this scarf still reeks of it, not in a bad way, but it still smells really strongly of it, even though last time I wore the scarf was like a week ago. The next one that I like, which is kind of a polar opposite, is the Dior Addict. This smells more like just clean. Like just a pretty, clean. It doesn't smell florally, it doesn't smell too sweet, it just smells like clean, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't know how to explain it. John thinks it smells like soap. I don't think it smells like soap, but I think it does smell clean, and it just has a very just nice light scent. I wore this a lot when Kaya was little because I didn't want to overwhelm her with a strong perfume, and it just makes me feel like I smell nice and just fresh, and it's just really pretty. So this actually, a deluxe sample size of this will also be in the giveaway as well. So you guys know I love doing my nails this year. I love it. I love doing my nails. There's something about it that's really calming. I feel like if I have my nails done, then, you know, if I ever want to go out and do something nice, then I'm, like, put together already. Right now I have kind of like a gold speckled pink going on, but that's neither here nor there. These are my favorites of 2013. I really thought about this because I could show you know, tons of different nail polishes that I love, but I wanted to keep it to a minimum of just my actual favorites. So these are the ones that I really found myself grabbing over and over and over again, and sometimes wearing multiple weeks in a row. The first one is Don't Sweater It. This I know is more of a fall color, but I wore it all summer. This is my third bottle of it. It's just a very neutral, taupey, just very pretty color. The second one is Wicked. It's a very dark wine red color. It's so pretty. Once again, probably more of a fall color. I don't care. I wear it year round. And then the last one is Make Him Mine by OPI. This is one of those liquid sands. It's just really pretty. I don't know if it's a color that I can wear during this summer just because it is very kind of holiday winter festive, but it's just very gorgeous. I had to include it because I love it. It's kind of a bitch to get off though. Fair warning. As you guys know, my favorite of all time top and bottom coat are Seche Vite clear coats. I love them. The base coat really keeps my nail polish in place. The top coat just makes my nails really shiny and hard and dry within 5 minutes. Like, I mean all the way dry. Not just like the top is dry and then the bottom, like the second and third layer move around. The whole nail is dry. I can go about my business. I can go get my kids. I can start the laundry, do stuff like that, and not have to worry about my nail polish moving or chipping or smudging. I love these things. Those are my favorite of all time, not just 2013. And then last but not least, because I have to hurry this up, I have to, moisturizers. When it comes to my face, I use Pond's Dry Skin. I've had this for a long time now. I've hardly made a dent in it. I use it every day. It's very neutral. It doesn't have a strong scent to it. It works really well on my skin. It's not very expensive and it lasts forever. Also, something that I like about it, I tried the Too Faced moisturizer, and let me tell you, that stuff is thick. I put it on, and yes, it hydrated my skin, but it made it really thick, and it took forever to dry. Do you know what I mean? Like, it took forever to soak in to the point where I could apply my powdered foundation without it like caking in a spot. This Pond stuff, I'll rub it in and like seconds later I can be using my brush with my powder foundation, no problem, and it spreads. The Too Faced stuff, I waited like 5 minutes and finally I went to go put my blush and everything else on, and it all caked in one space because there was so much moisturizer buildup. Like, and I only used a little bit. Like, I don't know. So this is just my go-to, and it will continue being my go-to because it's amazing. Last but not least, because I gotta end this, I'm gonna, you know, just end it with my feet. Heal Genius by Soap and Glory. I've talked about this numerous times on my Facebook and on my Instagram. It smells amazing, just like all Soap and Glory products do. I love the hand cream. I don't know where it is right now, so I would show you it. But this foot stuff is amazing. I have the grossest cracked feet in the world. My toes look great. My heels, though, and the tops of my feet are just scaly and gross and just not worth, you don't want to see them. But I use this stuff because I hate when I don't think I'll ever be able to get a pedicure. I will laugh because I am just so ticklish down there, and I don't like people touching my feet. This stuff does exactly what it says. It says it takes the place of it says better than a pedicure, and it is, because nobody's touching my feet. I'm not spending gobs of money, and this stuff works. My feet were so moisturized after the first use. I used it every single night for a few days, and my feet are just amazing. Like, they are no more cracked heels, no more scaliness. They're just amazing. I'm talking about amazing. And my hands have been way more moisturized because what I've done is after I do my feet is I kind of lather in the rest in my hands, and I wake up in the morning and everything's just moisturized. It's amazing. So, Heal Genius. That is my last thing. So I have talked about all of my favorites for 2013. This is all strictly makeup. Like I said, I do have a giveaway coming up. It has a bunch of deluxe travel sample size makeup products that I love. Also, the Naked Basics palette is included in that. There's also a giveaway going on right now for all you moms with little kids for some Snowstoppers mittens on my blog. Not a lot of you, I don't think, knew about that. I kind of hid the giveaway in my blog post just because I wanted it to be for my readers. So if you read it, you would know. So anyways, but I will be announcing the giveaway the second I get my Naked, what is this? The second I get my Naked Basics palette in the mail, which that should hopefully come tomorrow. Right now we're in emergency 3 level, so nothing is moving in our city. But I will announce that tomorrow. I also need to find a way to make it like anti-troll, because I really don't want somebody who doesn't like me and is just scaling for free stuff. Like, I don't want somebody like that to win. So if you have any suggestions on what I should say that people should do to kind of like, you know, I don't know, put a troll gate up for it, let me know. But I'm going to let you guys go because this is super long. I'll try to edit it down, but I can't promise anything. Happy 2014 to everybody. I'm excited for this new year with you guys. I cannot believe I'm literally going into my 3rd year on YouTube, and that's just crazy to me. And I just hope to meet more of you, and I hope to build more relationships, and I hope to make more videos. So, yeah, I'll talk to you all later. Bye.